You show up when others don't. You give without being asked. You stay quiet when someone provokes you because you were raised to be the bigger person. You don't manipulate people to get ahead. And somehow, you are still the one struggling, still the one being passed over, still watching people who lie, who play politics, who take credit for things they didn't do, move ahead of you. And you're sitting there thinking, what is the point of being good? I want to sit with that question honestly, because it deserves an honest answer, not a motivational poster. And the honest answer is uncomfortable, but it might also be the most freeing thing you've heard in a while. Here's the thing nobody says out loud. Most of us are not kind because we have transcended the need for reciprocity. We are kind because we believe, somewhere underneath, that kindness is a contract. I give, the world gives back, I stay loyal. Loyalty returns to me. I don't hurt people. People don't hurt me. It feels like virtue. It presents as virtue. But underneath, it is a transaction. And we don't realize this until the contract gets broken. Until we give and it doesn't come back. Until we stay loyal and get abandoned anyway. Until we do everything right and the outcome is still wrong. And then the kindness curdles into something else. Resentment, exhaustion. That specific bitterness of someone who feels cheated. This is exactly what Krishna is diagnosing in chapter 2. Not cruelty or selfishness, kindness with expectation attached to it. He calls it attachment to outcome. And he says it with no judgment, just precision. You have the right to perform your actions, but you are never entitled to the fruits of those actions. Now most people hear this and think, work hard without expecting results is stupid, but see deeper and think. He is saying, the moment your good action is secretly aimed at a specific outcome, it is no longer a free action. It is a trade you made without telling the other person. And when the trade doesn't pay off, you don't just feel disappointed. You feel betrayed by life itself. Here is the psychological layer underneath this. Researchers who study what they call communal narcissism, a term that sounds harsh but is worth understanding, found that some people build their self-worth entirely around being seen as good. They're not bad people. They genuinely do good things, but the goodness is also doing a job. It is managing how they are perceived. It is creating a social debt others owe them. It is a way of controlling how the world treats them, without ever having to ask directly. And when the world doesn't pay up, the collapse is devastating. Because it doesn't just feel like a loss, it feels like evidence that goodness itself is a lie. This is the twist Krishna is pointing to. Your kindness might be a form of control. Sit with that for a second before you reject it. If your peace of mind depends on people recognizing your kindness, that is control. If you keep score quietly, even while insisting you don't, that is control. If you feel resentment when good things happen to people who don't deserve it, that score is the proof. None of this makes you a bad person. It makes you human. But it also means your kindness has a condition buried inside it. And that condition is what's exhausting you. Not the giving, the waiting. The waiting for the world to finally notice. To finally be fair. To finally return what you put in. Krishna's concept of true dharma, righteous action, has one quality that separates it from everything else. It is done without needing the outcome to validate it. Not because the outcome doesn't matter, but because the action itself is the point. You were kind. That happened. That is complete. Whether it was recognized, returned, or rewarded, that is a separate event entirely, one you were never in control of. The kindness that comes from this place feels different. It doesn't accumulate resentment, it doesn't get exhausted, it doesn't need an audience, because it was never a transaction to begin with. And here's where the losing and winning question gets genuinely interesting. By the world's metrics, yes, sometimes good people finish last. That is a real thing. It happens. Pretending otherwise is dishonest. But Krishna is asking a different question entirely. He is asking, who are you becoming through your actions? Because the person who gives without expectation, who stays honest when dishonesty would have been easier, who chooses integrity in a moment no one else will ever see, that person is building something. Not a reputation, not social capital. A self, and the self you build is the only thing that actually travels with you. The promotions don't, the recognition doesn't, the approval doesn't. Who you are, that goes everywhere you go. So the real answer to why you're still struggling despite being good is that goodness was never supposed to be a strategy. The moment it becomes one, it stops being goodness and starts being a very sophisticated form of self-interest. And the universe, or Krishna, or life, whatever you call it, does not reward self-interest dressed in generous clothing. What actually shifts things is when you stop being kind in order to receive something and start being kind because it is simply who you have decided to be, regardless of outcome, regardless of who's watching, regardless of whether it comes back. That shift is quiet. Nobody claps for it. It doesn't make a good Instagram caption. But it is the only version of goodness that doesn't eventually break you. You are not losing because you are good. You are exhausted because you have been good. And waiting. Stop waiting. Give. Fully. And then let it go completely. That is not naivety. That is the hardest, most disciplined thing a person can do. Krishna calls it the highest form of action. I think he's right.